Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the World of Sports podcast. I'm your host, Brendan, and I'm with,
It's your boy, Lucas.
I'm with Lucas. We've been staying kind of consistent. Sorry, the schedule's been a little bit messed up, but we've either had stuff going on or we weren't able to get into contact with each other.
Yeah. Um, Once again, thank you for the support on episode 2. Thanks around like 20 something views. Appreciate it. Um, and today our topics are we're gonna be talking about um it's pretty much a bunch of predictions in today's video. We're gonna be talking about predictions on who we think will win the NBA championship once the season returns, if it does. We're also gonna be talking about our predictions for the next NFL season, who we think will be really good next year after the draft and free agency that just happened. And we're also going to be predicting. What else we're going to be predicting today?
Okay, basically, the predictions are the NFL standings, the NBA champions, and the award predictions. So,
Oh yeah, the awards. So we're going to predict who we think is going to win
for the NFL and
NBA.
NBA.
Yeah, we're going to be predicting who's going to win like Rookie of the Year, MVP, all that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you
Also,
want to start off with?
real quick with the NBA, that's if it even returns in the first
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
So we're not even sure, but hopefully it does.
It looks like it might return. I think by like early July. It's what it's looking like.
Yeah.
All right, I say we start off with the NBA today.
Sure.
So who do you think is gonna win the NBA championship?
Now,
Give a few teams, like give a few teams, and then at the end say who you think will for sure win it.
so what you want to do? Like top five,
Not top, do like
top
top
three.
four. So two teams from the East, two teams from the West that you think will have a really good shot.
Okay. Okay. So for the East, well, the number one contender in the East, in my opinion, is probably the Bucks.
Okay.
Um, and then although they haven't been doing, well, they've been great. I have the Bucks and Celtics. Oh,
Okay.
I have the Celtics over the 76ers.
Mm, okay.
Okay, who do you have for your East?
For the East, pretty much everyone will probably have the Bucks. But this is not who you have for the second one. I actually have the Miami Heat as my number two. Just their defense, their team is like stacked. They have no number of one superstar like the
Okay.
Bucks or any other team, but they're just the most well balanced team, I feel like. So I have the Miami Heat.
All right, that's pretty an unpopular opinion, but we
I
like
mean,
we like.
they have a pretty good record of
Also, the
fourth
the
seed right
Ra-
now.
the Raptors have a good chance too, but I don't think they're gonna win it again.
Yeah. I mean, at points this year, Miami Heat have been like one of the best teams, like for most of the year actually. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
they're
I
a
can see
little
it
bit
happen.
inconsistent, but I feel like they're a team that's made to at least win some playoff games. So that's why I have them being my second favorite. I feel like it's gonna be the Bucks, so I don't see the Bucks because now that Kawhi's in the on the Clippers, see the Bucks losing, but
Yeah. All right, so for the West, again, another undisputed team that's gonna be in contention is the
Brandon,
yeah.
who do you have for your top two teams for the West?
All right,
For the
so like
contenders.
I was saying, I don't know if my mic was bugging out for him, but um,
Yeah.
one of the most probably uncontroversial opinions that everyone has the Lakers as a top team. Um, but I actually have over the Clippers. I actually have the Nuggets. So I have the Lakers and
Ooh.
Nuggets.
For me, it's Lakers and Clippers. I know it's kind of a boring opinion on that, but there's the top two teams, Lakers and Clippers.
Again, with you can make the same argument with with Denver that you did with Miami. They're a well balanced team all around, and they do have
Yeah,
a superstar. They have Jakeem. I mean not Jakeem. They have Nikola Vucevic. I mean not Nikola Vucevic.
Nikola
Nikola
Jokic.
Jokic.
I just did a
Um,
rebuild on that. Go check it out. No, okay. All right. Um, so um, if you had to pick who you think will be in the finals, so you got to pick two out of those four teams. Um, you got to pick one from the West for the. Who would you have?
okay, if I had to, I would pick the Bucks versus the Lakers.
Okay. And who would you have
Um,
winning that?
the Bucks.
In how many games?
The Bucks in 5. I mean, not the Bucks in 5.
5.
Sorry, the Bucks in 6.
Ooh, that's okay. All right. So I would have the Bucks, and oh man, this is gonna be tough. I'm gonna say the Bucks and Lakers, just like Brendan. But I have the Lakers winning in 7. That's what I think. I think LeBron and Anthony Davis will be too much for the Bucks. The Bucks don't have enough experience when it comes to championships. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
King
but the
James
only
will give
person that
Giannis a
has
lesson.
experience with championships on the Lakers is LeBron and
Danny
LeBron,
Rondo,
Danny Green. Yeah,
Rondo,
LeBron, Danny Green,
Dwight.
Rondo, and
I mean Dwight Howard's been in the playoffs. Anthony Davis. I mean they have a lot of experience. I mean
well, yeah, but so is like everyone on the Bucks. They've been in the playoffs too.
yeah, but most of the people on their team are like role players. Let's be honest. Besides Middleton and Giannis, but um yeah, like I said, I would have the Lakers winning 7. Um, I guess it seems like Brendan's a big fan of the Bucks. It seems like I like the Bucks.
I'm not a big Bucks fan. It's just
I
I
don't
think
see
they'll have a
them.
chance
I don't
winning
see
over
them
the
beating the
Lakers.
Lakers. I want to see LeBron win another championship. That's why. But
Well, yeah, I do too, but I just don't think it'll happen.
not only that, even if the Lakers win it, I feel like they're gonna get better in free agency because they have a lot of expiring
Nope.
contracts, and which will
I,
free
f-
a lot of money.
I feel like if the Lakers don't win it this year, they're not going to win at all.
I disagree with that.
This is like what Stephen A. Smith said. This is a make or break year for the Lakers.
There's a lot of other people. No, I don't think Stephen A. said that.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-mm.
Yes, he did. He said if LeBron doesn't win a championship with the Lakers this year, he said he's not going to win one in LA.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right. I do remember. Well, I don't know. With LeBron, he's not like even though he's aging, he's not getting really worse. To be
Yeah,
honest,
but
like he's
I just
still
don't
top
think they're
3
going to win
player.
this year.
So I don't feel like he's gonna regress. And unless Anthony Davis goes to, like the Chicago Bulls or some crap, I think. I mean, having AD and LeBron, no matter who's like around them, I feel like they'll be a top team every year. So I don't know, but so yeah, I would have the Lakers winning in 7. Brandon would have the Bucks winning in 6. Um, and like I said, and also Brendan said this as well, we don't know if the NBA is gonna return or not, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
All right, what do you want to talk about next?
Well, let's just go on into the awards, or I guess we should go into the NFL predictions before we go into the awards. So we're gonna load up the or at least I'm gonna load up the conferences, and then we're gonna say this may take around 40 minutes, maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go best to worst for each conference.
Okay.
So NFC and AFC. I mean the divisions in the conference. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, man. A lot of people might disagree with what we have to say on this, so this is gonna be pretty tough. But
Yeah. Hey, yo, the Midwest.
because the
have
thing
most-
is, like, you never know. There's always a surprise team in the NFL.
Dude, there is like I just realized there is like no teams in between the Broncos and Seattle. In Seattle, so like in between Denver and Seattle, there's like no teams, in like 4 states.
Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna have more NFL teams. I can see the NFL moving it to 36 instead of 32.
Yeah. In like there's not a team in Utah. There's not a team in Idaho, and there isn't a team in Oregon. So I mean,
They don't have a team in. Oh, never mind.
they don't have a team in Nevada. Well, now they do.
What, the Las Vegas Raiders?
Yeah, that just doesn't sound right.
I think it sounds alright.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Let's see if they have fans
It's too
there,
long.
though.
They should say Vegas Raiders instead of Las Vegas Raiders. Just
Yeah.
sounds weird. All right, but anyway, let's get into
But
this.
I mean, also like the New England Patriots, like that's kind of like I don't know. I feel like we'll just get used to it. I mean, LA Chargers, they have like 0 fans. They should just go back to San Diego.
Yeah, they had more fans in San Diego. Same with the Rams. Well, the Rams have fans, but I liked it better when they were in St.
I think
Louis.
they're alright in LA.
All right, but anyway, let's get into this. We're gonna start with the East Division in the AFC. So the AFC East. I mean, not
Okay.
AFC. Yeah, AFC East. Sorry.
So that's
Um,
Patriots, right?
that's the division with the Patriots, but I don't
Oh,
have their.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right,
Okay.
so you can go first for this division. I'll go first with the
Want me to
North.
just do the whole division?
Yeah, just say your rankings for the whole division.
Alright, so I'm gonna actually start from worst to best. I
Okay.
think that's how we should do it. So the worst team in that division, I have it being, man, this is actually pretty tough. Um, I have it being the New York Jets. Um, I mean that's probably
It's
a lot
pretty
of people
easy
might
for me.
disagree with that, but wait, hold on. I'm just looking this all up right now. Yeah, I have it being the Jets. They have a young team. Le'Veon Bell. I hope he has a better year with them next year. But honestly, they just don't have that good of a team. So, um, yeah, I'm trying to think of who that fourth team is. It's the Bills, Patriots, Jets. Who else is in that division? Um, um,
To be honest, if I just wanted to say this real quick before you do your next thing after the Jets. Um, about what you said with the Jaguars? If they did move, or I mean not the Jaguars, the Chargers. If they did move, they'd probably move to London, or if they had a new
yeah,
team, they'd probably make it in London. Because I think that's
okay.
like guaranteed next spot for the
Oh, the other team in their division's the Dolphins. Okay, couldn't think of that. Sorry about that. All right, so in third place, I have it being the Miami Dolphins. Um, honestly, like I feel like they got better. I mean, they have Tua now. I don't think he's gonna start right away, but I think he will start playing like midway through the season. And I can see them winning around 6 games. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Jets will probably win around 5 games. Um, but yeah, I don't see anyone in this division being the worst team in NFL. But I also don't see this division being amazing anymore. But in second place, people might not be happy with this. I have it being the New England Patriots in second place. Without Tom Brady, and also they don't have really a good number one receiver. I mean, Amendola, he's a slot receiver. It's nothing special. Uh, their whole team is old. I mean, if you look at it, like they have a bunch of 32-year-olds on their team. Um, I don't know. I just see the Patriots. I mean, they still have Bill Belichick. That's really all you need, and they have a system that works. But I see the Patriots probably winning around 9 games
yeah.
next year. Because Jarrett Stidham. I mean, if you see that as your future quarterback, then I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, in first place, I have the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen. I think he's probably so far. Okay, last year I feel like he played it like the best quarterback from that draft, and I don't know if Coolio's gonna disagree with that. Because
Well, I
Baker
don't
Mayfield
last
was
year,
in
but
that draft
I
class.
think overall so
Oh,
far
my
Baker's
bad.
still number
Lamar
one.
was the best. I would say Josh Allen was the second best. Last year from that draft class.
I think
But
top three of so far in their career goes Lamar, Baker, Josh Allen.
I mean, okay. Um,
Don't say
but
anything.
yeah,
Rookie touchdown
I
record.
would say Josh Allen is a future franchise quarterback for the Bills. He's been not amazing, but he's been pretty good so far. Um, and once he started running the ball out, they started winning more games. And they have a good running game. They have some decent receivers. Their defense is really good. So that's why I have the Bills over the Patriots. But you can go now.
All right. Oh, sorry, my mic was down. Um. All right. So I have this. Have the Jets last place. The Dolphins. I'm not really gonna explain it. I mean, it's the same exact thing that Lucas had. The Dolphins are getting better, so they're gonna be. Okay, the Jets are just horrible. They have Sam Darnold, who hasn't really played up to expectations so far. Um, and he's been injured a little. So, um, and they have some decent receivers, but they're just not going to be good. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the league, I think. Um, And then I have the Dolphins who got better. They got Tua. Um, they have Parker, as a good wide receiver. So they have some good assets on their team. Their defense is getting better. Um, so I have them placing third in the AFC East, and then I have the Patriots again. They only got worse. Their defense got worse. From some assets leaving, and then they lost Tom Brady. They don't have really any good receivers, or at least Pro Bowler receivers. I mean, Julian Edelman could be a Pro Bowler receiver, but who's going to be throwing to him unless they sign Cam Newton? Which I don't think is going to happen. And then first I have the Bills, who were in the wild card last year, but they got knocked out. So, yeah. So I have the Bills finishing first. They have Josh Allen, and decent receivers, good running game, offensive line's pretty good. So yeah.
Before we move on to the next division, I've actually a question for you. Who do you think's a better quarterback, Josh Rosen or Sam Darnold so far?
Well, so far Sam Darnold, no question.
I don't know. I just don't feel like Rosen's gotten a good opportunity.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's just me, but like,
Well,
I feel like if Rosen was traded to the Patriots, he would look better than
well, he's
Jarrett
not even.
Stidham.
He's gonna get traded again, or he's just
I
gonna
don't
get
know who
released.
wants him at this point, though.
I think the a team that would want him would be the I can't even think of a team that wants him actually.
Yeah, exactly. Like every team.
Maybe the
pretty much
Raiders
has
would
their
want him
quarterback.
because maybe they want to get rid of Derek Carr, but I don't know.
Yeah, but they also have
But I kinda
Marcus Mariota backing them up. So like,
I don't know.
I
I kind
don't
of
know.
have something against Derek Carr. I don't know what it is. I just don't like him. He's not that good of a quarterback.
all right. So you would pick Sam Darnold? I would also pick Darnold, but like, I don't know. I feel like that's a good question. Like, I feel like if Rose was put on the Jets, I don't know what would happen, but all right. So, what division are we doing next?
The AFC North.
AFC North.
And now I'm gonna go first on this because
Is
you know
that
I'm a
Browns
Browns fan.
division?
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Okay, so in last place I have the Steelers actually. Now you may be like, well, how? But they're only gotten worse. I mean, Big Ben's coming back. Who cares? He's like 80 years old. Look at his beard. I mean, you already took the L there. Okay, sorry, I just hate Big Ben. You know why? Because he's a Steelers fan. I mean, I'm a Browns fan, but who cares? I think the Steelers are going to do last. They're losing their assets. They have Juju, Big Ben. They don't have Le'Veon anymore. They don't have Antonio Brown anymore. Joe Hayden's digressing. So their players are getting worse and they're losing players. So yeah, I have them finishing last. In third place, I have the Bengals with Joe Burrow now. AJ Green, you know, they're getting better. Still not on the Browns level, but okay.
Oh man. Okay.
I have the Bengals in third. They're getting better. There's no question about it. But they're not going to be a playoff team this year like some people are saying they are.
Yeah.
And if they are, then they're just stupid. Okay, but anyway, I have them third. Second, I have the Browns. Now, some people, since I'm a Browns, I'm not being biased. Some people may think since I'm a Browns fan, I'm going to put them number one. Which I've seen analysts that have put, I'm not even going to lie, I've seen analysts that have put them number one over the Ravens. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to be second. I do see them maybe making the wild card. I don't see them as division winners. But second, I feel like Baker's going to have a bounce back year with a new coaching staff, but he's had a new coaching staff every year, so. But he did good his first year with Greg Williams, and then Freddie ruined his career. But he has Kevin Stefanski now, who has had a good quarterback history with Kirk Cousins. So yeah, so I think Baker's going to bounce back. OBJ is going to do better now that he's not injured. So yeah, I have him second, and then I have Ravens number one. You know, Lamar, Mark Ingram. They just they're good. I mean, I'm not being biased. They're a good team. They have Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins now. So yeah, the Ravens are going to be first for me.
Okay. For me, in last place, I have the Bengals. being in last place. I'm not trying to say they're bad. I just think they're in a difficult division for them. Because I think the Steelers, Browns, and Ravens are all just better than the Bengals, even with all the additions the Bengals have. Like the Bengals are just gonna be too young. They're not experienced enough, and I don't know. Like they have a ton of rookies, but did they really add anyone huge in free agency that's like in their prime right now? Not really. So I have the Bengals in last place. I see them winning probably like 5 games, maybe. Um, but in third place, Brendan's not gonna like this, guys, but I have the Cleveland Browns.
This dude's fine.
I'm not trying to say this because he's a Browns fan. I'm just speaking my opinion. I see the Browns probably winning 8 games, maybe 9.
The
I can
Steelers
see
aren't
2
going to win
wild
10
card
games.
teams being in this division. So, I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough. I can see like I'm trying to say is like I can see 3 teams in this division making the playoffs. 2 of them being wild card, one of them having a bye week. So I'm not saying the Browns won't make the playoffs, but I'm just saying I think the Steelers are better. But see the Browns in third place, winning probably 9 games, somewhere around there. In second place, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. I see them winning around 10 games. You guys are like, Lucas, why do you think that? I mean, Brennan just called them like the worst team of all time just a second ago. But Big Ben, I would take him 10 times out of 10 over Duck Hodges. And they did pretty good with Duck Hodges last year. So, not only that, Steelers last year they traded for Minka Fitzpatrick. This is gonna be his first full year with them, so he's gonna get more used to it. He's a really good safety. Their defense is stacked with playmakers. They have Juju Smith. They have a good offensive line. Like they just have a stacked team in my opinion. They're gonna be a lot more healthy this year, and I just see them winning 10 games or somewhere around there. First place, I have Baltimore Ravens. I can see them winning 13, 14 games. Obviously Lamar Jackson MVP. I see him having a little bit of a step back, kind of like Mahomes did this year, even though he won, you know, Super Bowl. But I'm just talking about like regular season wise. I see Lamar Jackson having a little bit of step back. Most MVPs aren't as good the year after they win MVP. But I still see their team being pretty much the best team in the AFC. So I have the Ravens at number 1. What's your thoughts on my predictions there?
I didn't like the Browns one, but other than that, it was good.
I still said they probably win 9 games.
I don't see the Steelers winning 10 games, though.
I do.
With their team.
I mean, David Castro, Juju Smith, Big Ben.
I'm sorry. People
Fitzpatrick.
always say James Conner. He had one good season. Well, I can say that about. Anyway,
he wasn't healthy last year.
Okay, yeah, but in his one good
say
season.
The same thing about Kareem
in his
Hunt.
one good season, if in his one good season that he did have, it wasn't even like MVP. It wasn't even like top 5 running back numbers. It wasn't even top 10.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone hypes him up like that though.
Yeah, people use him in arguments about how they're gonna be a good team still, and he's not a game. He's not on the Lamar's.
I think he's a starting running back, in my opinion.
Le'Veon Bell.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Well, let's go into the AFC South.
Okay.
So you can go first for this one.
Okay. Is this division with the Titans, Jags, all of them?
Yeah, no, this is the Titans, Jaguars, Texans, and Colts.
Okay. Hold on. All right, so in last place in this division, I have it being the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, just their roster speaks for itself, in my opinion. They traded away probably the youngest, best corner in the NFL, Jalen Ramsey, last year. He didn't want to be there. I don't blame him. Their team is getting. I mean, they drafted a few decent players in the draft, but Gardner Minshew, that ain't it, Chief. They're not that good. So I just see them probably winning like 3.
Yeah. Lucas, hello?
See championship game a few years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But in third place, this is tough. Um, like the top three teams are really close, like every single year. Um,
I know who I would have
in third place, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Houston Texans. Um, they traded away DeAndre Hopkins and pretty much got a 56-year-old running back that hasn't been good in 4 years. So I don't know. David Johnson, he's probably still a starting running back, but he's not nearly as good as he used to be. Um,
well, he's just
and
been riddled
they
with
have Deshaun
injuries.
Watson. I think Deshaun Watson's probably top 10 QB, but I just I don't know why they traded away Hopkins. That's one less weapon for um
I think
Deshaun Watson.
I think one of
So
the
in
worst
second
trades
place,
ever.
wait, what?
One of the worst trades ever.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. So I told Brendan this earlier. Watch David Johnson become amazing again. Evan DeAndre Hopkins gets injured, and I don't know. But in
Well,
second place, I have it being the Colts. I think they're gonna have a better year. Philip Rivers, kind of old, but I think their defense is good. They have a great offensive line to protect Philip Rivers. They have pretty good receivers. T.Y. Hilton. Um, pretty sure they have Philip Dorsett. Pretty sure. Actually, maybe they don't. I don't know. But they have some decent receivers. Pretty sure they have Eric Ebron. And yeah, I see them being second place. First place team is the Titans, in my opinion. Derrick Henry, top 5 running back in the NFL. Um, and I don't know. I just feel like Ryan Tannehill is not the best quarterback of all time, but I feel like once they got rid of Mariota, Ryan Tannehill, they just started winning games. That's what he does. So I feel like their offense is good. Their defense is really good as well. And I really wish the Lions would have signed their head coach, but instead we got the guy with the pencil on his ear and looks like a fool all the time. But yeah, the Titans first place. Now give your predictions.
all right. Well, I have the the Jacksonville Jaguars in last place actually. First of all, real quick, this division makes no sense at all. Why is the Colts in the same division with Southern teams? They need to change. The NFL needs to change their divisions because some of the like places that they have just makes no sense. But I don't. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars going last. They, like Lucas said, just look at their roster.
Wait, before you say anything else, why are the Browns and the Lions in separate conferences if we're right next to each other?
Yeah, they should change it so like the Ravens are out of the conference and it's the Lions instead because the Ravens aren't close to Ohio. They're in Maryland. And Pittsburgh's right in Pennsylvania, which is right next to Ohio, so I can see that. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, I have the Jaguars last, like Lucas said. Look at their roster. I mean, it's like he said. It's crazy to think they were almost one game away from not almost. They were one game away from the Super Bowl, literally 3 years ago. But they're just trash now. They're horrible. And like Lucas said, Gardner Minshew isn't going to do it for them.
And they traded away Nick Foles to the Bears.
Yeah,
too.
that's one of the worst things that I've ever seen this in the NFL. Why would you got him, and you got him from the Eagles. I forgot if it was from a trade or from free agency.
Free agency. They gave him a
You
lot
sign
of
him
money.
on a huge contract just to trade him after 1 year, and it's not even his fault because you have the shittiest line in the NFL. Like, are you serious? Okay, but for real, they're the last in the division.
Yeah.
And then I have the Colts next after the Jaguars. They did get some additions in the draft. They now have Philip Rivers. But I see people, oh my God, the Colts are a playoff team. Yeah, you guys don't have Peyton Manning again. Shut up. Or Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck shouldn't have even retired. But that's his decision.
He did it for his health reasons.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Philip Rivers is like 80 years old. He's not going to do anything for you. except for overthrow receivers. So
He made a lot of mistakes last year throwing the
yeah,
ball.
he's one of the worst quarterbacks last year. All
Yeah.
he's gonna do is overthrow receivers and throw
But
interceptions.
maybe in a better
I
situation,
don't
he might
know.
play better.
Their line's pretty bad too. So
What? The Colts line is good. Quentin
uh,
Nelson was the fourth overall pick 2 years ago. I mean, they have pretty good offensive line. Yeah, keep going on.
okay, well, um,
Braden Smith, right tackle.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, the next team I have is the Texans. One of the worst trades in NFL history, trading away DeAndre Hopkins. They got hardly any assets out of it except not an old running back. He's only been in the league for 3 years, 3 or 4 years, but just a decrippled running back that gets injured all the time.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he isn't even in a freaking wheelchair yet. He, he's had every leg injury imaginable. Um, he was projected to be. I remember in fantasy one year, I took him with the first pick, and he literally got injured in the beginning of the season, and I was so mad. He just always gets injured, and I feel like it's gonna happen again. DeAndre Hopkins, again, people are like, "Oh my God, my Cardinals are finally making the playoffs, and they're gonna make the Super Bowl." No, that's not gonna happen either. But I'll get into that later. Um, yeah, but they're gonna be second in the AFC South. They're not gonna be an amazing team. They'll probably won't even make the playoffs. No team outside of the Titans will make the playoffs, I don't think. But now we're on to the
Okay.
Titans. The Titans, like he said, Derrick Henry is a top 5 running back. Um, he was in the running for MVP last year. Well, I think he was. He's probably top 10 along with Christian McCaffrey. Um,
Yeah.
maybe Nick Chubb. No, I'm kidding. Nick Chubb wasn't in MVP talks, even though he's top 3. Um, yeah, but they have all around good assets. Can't wait to see Ryan Tannehill hand the ball off every play again. Um, but yeah, the Titans are going to be the best team in the AFC South.
All right.
It's not to diss Ryan Tannehill, but that's just what he's best at, handing the ball
Yeah.
off to Derrick Henry.
I mean, but I think he's a good quarterback though. Like you saw how they got better when they benched Mariota.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to the AFC West. I'll start off with this again, I guess. You can start off with the next one.
Okay.
Um, the last place I have it being the Los Angeles Chargers. I think it's gonna be close for last place though. But I have it being the Chargers. Just their quarterback's young. I think they might start off the year with what's his name? I can't think of it right now. Shoot, who's their
Tyrod
backup
Taylor.
QB? Yeah, I haven't been starting the year off with Tyrod Taylor. I feel like he's just gonna play bad, so they'll probably end up putting Herbert in, or he might not play bad, but they might just figure the season doesn't mean anything, so let's just play our young guy. Um, See, I feel like the Chargers will probably win maybe 4 games, somewhere around there. And yeah, their team just isn't that good. They got Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, and that's about it. In third place, I have it being the Denver Broncos. I think they good additions, but I just don't think it's enough for them to make it to the playoffs or anything like that. So yeah, I have them being third place, probably winning around 5 to 7 games, somewhere around there. Second place, I have it being the Oakland Raiders. Or not the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. Um, I can see them making the wild card. Um, maybe winning 9 to 10 games. Um, I don't know. I just think Josh Jacobs had a great rookie year last year. Derek Carr, in my opinion, is a top 20 quarterback. Not top 10, but probably top 20. Um, they have a few decent receivers. Tyrell Williams. Their offensive line's meh. Their defense is decent. It's not the greatest. Probably shouldn't have traded Khalil Mack, but that's besides the point. Um, yeah, I see the Raiders making second place in that division. They always draft well, or at least um, the last few years they've been drafting pretty good. And in first place, I have it being the Chiefs. Obviously, they won the Super Bowl last year. There's nothing to say about them. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. But yeah, that's what I have right there,
Mhm.
Brendan.
All right. Well, in the West, AFC West, I have the Broncos being the worst team in the division.
Ooh, okay.
I'm sorry, Drew Lock did have a okay year for playing, 6 games.
Yeah.
I mean, what else?
Wait, didn't they release Joe Flacco?
Yeah, I think they did.
Is he even in the NFL anymore?
I don't know. He doesn't deserve to be. He's a horrible quarterback. I mean,
He's
you can
got a
say he
Super
won a
Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah, he got carried.
He was at one point in his career, you have to admit
Yeah,
he was a good quarterback at one point. Never
he's a
great,
free
but he was
agent.
always he was decent.
Yeah, decent if he was a backup.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. He was okay for
Yeah.
hitting the ball off. Okay, so I have the Broncos finishing last with they have Drew Lock. I don't even know who's on their team, to be honest. They have,
Cortland
oh
Sutton,
yeah, they have Von Miller. Rip,
Miller, Cortland Sutton.
rip the coronavirus in his body. He's good. He had the coronavirus. I don't know if he has it anymore. I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
Yeah.
I think they don't have Sammy Watkins anymore. Did they ever even have Sammy Watkins, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, they never had the same.
No, they had what's his name? God, he was on the 49ers.
Oh, you're talking about Emmanuel Sanders?
Yeah, they had Emmanuel Sanders and they traded him. So they don't really have any assets. Well, they drafted a wide receiver this year. I forgot.
Yeah, and they have Cortland Sutton. He had a great year last year.
I just see them not finishing good. They made improvements, but not the best. And then I have the Chargers.
I had the Chargers as last place, but
I mean,
do you see them two being close at least though, the Chargers?
yeah,
and
like maybe
Broncos?
one game or a tie or something.
Yeah.
I feel like Tyrod Taylor will start the whole entire season, and then
Okay.
what's his name?
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert will come in like next season.
Yeah.
But Justin Herbert will play in the preseason, obviously. So I just don't have them. They're not that good of a team, if you're being honest. I mean,
Yeah.
And then I have the Raiders in second place. I have them as a wild card team, actually. I mean, they're a balanced team. I guess it's the Las Vegas Raiders now. I was about to say.
Yeah.
They're a balanced team on offense and defense. They shouldn't have traded Khalil Mack, like you said. I don't know why they signed Jason Witten last season. I mean, he's like 80 years old. Derek Carr isn't gonna be what they think he's gonna be. He never is. He always underperforms. At least they got Marcus Mariota as a backup. I don't know why. Did they traded for Nelson Aguilar, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
They shouldn't have done that. He's always underperformed. He's not a good quarterback. I mean, not cornerback. He's not a good wide receiver. Just watch EDP videos on him. He sucks. Yeah, I mean, they got Demarius Randall, so happy about that. I'm not. They have Josh Jacobs, probably one of the best. Running backs in the league. I don't know what I'm saying, but they have Josh Jacobs, one of the best running backs in the league. There's not much to say about the Raiders. They're literally the freaking Raiders. I mean, but with the Chiefs, I can talk about them. They just won the Super Bowl. They're probably going to go back to the well, not probably. They are going to go back to the playoffs. They have Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce.
Damian Williams.
Their team is they're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Travis Kelce, yeah, their team's stacked.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the NFC East. I'll go first for this one. This one is going to be controversial, really controversial. Redskins, I have the Redskins in last place. They're the Redskins. Sorry to not offend you, Lucas, but they're the Redskins. Not Lucas, who you guys know, Lemonades Lucas. My other friend Lucas, who's going to be watching. He's a Redskins fan. The Redskins aren't good. They have Chase Young.
Turn up your mic a little bit. Kind of quiet.
Sorry. The Redskins aren't that good. They have Chase Young. But they have been in rebuilding ever since like 2015. So, They need better cornerbacks too. Their cornerbacks are really old. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I have them last. Next I have the Giants. They're gonna get Saquon back because he was injured like almost all last season. But that's not gonna make him one of the best teams. Daniel Jones, a good quarterback. A decent quarterback actually, not good. Decent. Maybe he can be a franchise quarterback in his career. But they just need to. Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know. They just need to add more assets.
Hopefully Saquon's healthy this year.
Yeah, I feel like
in
he
his
will.
rookie year, he was amazing.
They just need to add more assets, you know.
They need to
Next,
just get better on defense for
next,
sure.
next is gonna be very, 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 very controversial.
I don't think so. I think these two teams are close.
I have the Cowboys in second place. You know, they have Zeke, one of the not one of the best, not even top. He's not top 5 running backs in the league.
Last
Top
year,
10.
He didn't perform like that,
He hasn't
but I feel
performed in the last like
talent-wise,
3
he can be
years.
top 2.
He's probably. I have him like number 6 or 7.
If you're going based off of last, then that's fair.
At least 5. I have Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, and Derrick Henry.
Josh Jacobs over him?
Yeah, for last year. Come on.
Okay.
Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. That's who I'm talking about.
He was a rookie last year.
Yeah, but he played great last year.
Yeah, like 900 yards. That ain't no top 5 running back. But alright.
I don't know. Okay, whatever. I don't see him top 5. If he is top 5, definitely
Got
5.
Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara.
McCaffrey.
Actually, yeah, Alvin Kamara probably number 4. Either Alvin Kamara number 4 or Josh Jacobs for me. But yeah, so I have them finishing. Dak Prescott's overrated. Sorry, he is. Everybody's like MVP. He was an MVP candidate. No, he wasn't. He's literally so overrated. It's not even funny. Rest in peace to his brother, though. I don't want to be disrespectful, but come on, dude. I'm being honest. He's overrated.
He is not overrated.
They do have good wide receivers, though. They drafted CeeDee Lamb, and they have Amari Cooper, and they have some old wide receivers, though. But number one, yes, they do. Just look at their wide receivers.
Cooper's like 25.
No, I'm not
26.
talking about Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, but they do have old wide receivers.
Colby. Oh, and Cole Beasley's on the Bills, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Anyway, number 1, I have Eagles. Eagles all day. Saying hooray. Nah, but Eagles. I have Eagles number 1. They just took one of the worst picks in the draft, Jalen Hurts. Are you kidding me?
But they might use him kind of like how the Saints use Taysom Hill. So
Jalen Hurts isn't no Taysom Hill, dude. Taysom Hill is big, dude.
Do you really think they would try to replace a 27-year-old that's in prime right now?
They've tried to replace him already. Dude, I'm going with an EDP quote. The Eagles are trying to sabotage Carson Wentz's career.
They just gave him like a 5-year contract.
They never do. I know, but they never do anything that would help him out. They haven't done one thing in his whole entire career that would help him out.
I mean,
it's horrible.
They gave him amazing defense.
He doesn't have anything on offense to work with. It's like with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron. It's not the same exact thing.
Well, yeah, but if you think about it like this, they have Alshon Jeffrey and Vincent Jackson.
Alshon Jeffrey isn't. I wouldn't say Alshon Jeffrey isn't even. He's overrated for Alshon Jeffrey.
I mean, apparently to you, everyone's overrated.
Not everyone, but Alshon Jeffrey is definitely overrated.
You just said Dak Prescott's overrated.
He is.
No, he's not.
Probably one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league. But yeah, I have the Eagles over the Cowboys. I don't know why they took Jalen Hurts. There was no need for that. I'd rather have them take. They could have taken a wide receiver over him. Or a running back.
Took a wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah, but they can always build up more. Or they could have taken a running back. But who cares?
Overseed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should have seen. Oh my God! You guys should have seen EDP's reaction when they took Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah, you just want the Eagles. Oh yeah, I mean, Eagles have a lot of needs, so that was a pretty dumb.
Yeah, I was talking about the Eagles this whole time.
But the thing is, Carson Wentz never stays healthy, so they're probably just thinking about that.
He stays healthy.
What do you
He's
mean?
been
He's
injured like
broken
one
his
time.
leg.
He's been injured like
He's
one time, and it's when they win
had
the Super Bowl.
concussion issues. I mean, I don't know.
Whatever. Just this is going too long. I think I'm gonna start trying to speed up when I talk.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so that's who you have for that division.
Yeah, I have the Redskins,
Redskins,
Giants,
Giants,
Cowboys, Eagles.
Cowboys, and Eagles.
Because
Okay.
it seems like no matter how good the Cowboys are, they always lose to the Eagles.
Yeah. All right. So you had the Redskins in last place. This is tough. I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with that. Shoot, this is tough. These two teams are so close, the Giants and Redskins. Um, I'm gonna put the Giants in last place. I'll get into why when I talk about the Redskins. But I think the Giants are not horrible. I just don't think they're good. So I mean, I'm gonna have them winning like 5 games next year. I think Saquon will have a way better year, and I don't know. I just think the Giants' defense is trash. Um, but I'm gonna go to third place, Redskins. Dwayne Haskins, I feel like is gonna play a lot better next year. I don't see him ever being a franchise quarterback, but I see him being always a decent quarterback. Um, but yeah, Dwayne Haskins having a better year. Their defense, they got Chase Young now. I mean, I have it being in third place. Second place, I have it being the Eagles. And just like um, Brendan said, that's kind of controversial. I think those two teams are close. I think I think this year this division will be a lot better than it was last. Um, I can see two teams making playoffs out of this division: the Eagles and Cowboys. Um, yeah, I just have the Cowboys being better. I think the Eagles defensively have gotten worse. They're just getting older, and offensively they added a first-round receiver. But receivers usually aren't that good until like their second or third year in the league. Besides for I don't know people like Marquise Brown, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I don't see um the Eagles being amazing next year. I see the Cowboys getting a lot better with C.D. Lamb. I think Dak Prescott's gonna have a better year. Zeke will have a way better year than he did last year. Um, they did lose a few pieces like Jason Witten. I mean, no one huge that they lost, but yeah, I have the Cowboys being better than the Eagles. Let's move on to the next division. I'm gonna start off with this one because this is my division, the NFC North. If that's fine by you, Brandon. Okay, Brandon. Okay, guys, I think Brendan died. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're here.
Yeah, I've been here.
Oh, okay. So NFC North, I have in last place. This is just my opinion, so please don't hate on me for this. And I'm not trying to be biased. Like even though I'm a Lions fan, I'm biased with it. But in last place, I actually have it being.
I know
This is
who it
tough.
is. I'll make a guess. Can I make a guess for who you're gonna?
Yeah, you can make a guess.
I'm gonna guess he's gonna put the Bears.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's between two teams I could put here, but I'm gonna have the Bears being last place. Their defense is good. Offensively, they're trash. That's all I have to say. Um, I don't know. A few years ago, they were a lot better. I hope, I hope I'm wrong, because I don't hate the Bears. I actually hate the Vikings and I hate the Packers, but I have nothing against the Bears. But I just don't see them being better than the Lions, Vikings, or Packers. Third place, like I said, not trying to be biased here, but in third place, I have it being
Oh
the
my god.
Vikings. Um, you had the Steelers in last place. Um, but I have third place it being the Vikings. I think um, Kirk Cousins is overrated in my opinion. I think they lost Stephon Diggs. They traded Stephon Diggs and drafted a rookie from. So who's better, Stephon Diggs or the rookie they drafted? Clearly, it's Stephon Diggs. They lost a few pieces in free agency. I just think the Vikings got worse in my opinion. Um, second place, I have it being the Lions. Um, I can see the Lions maybe making the playoffs. I think it's gonna be close. Um, I feel like the Lions will probably be that one team that just barely misses the playoffs, and I don't know, I can see us winning 9 games in the playoffs. In first place, I have been the Packers. I know they didn't have the greatest of draft, but they won 12 games last year. I'm pretty sure, something like that. Um, I see the Packers just being the best team. They got that bad man, Aaron Rodgers.
They may even trade him away though.
Who?
The Packers might trade Aaron Rodgers away. They just drafted A-Rod.
No. Jordan loves a back years, just like Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers has said himself recently that he's thinking.
J-Lo, not A-Rod.
All right, who do you think? Let's try to speed this up a
Alright,
little bit.
yeah, I'm gonna go fast. I'm not gonna explain. I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
And that's what we're gonna do for the South and West too. We're not gonna explain. It should be pretty self-explanatory. Last I have the Bears. I'm just gonna do a little short explanation. Same thing that Lucas said. They're getting worse. And Mitchell Trubisky just isn't it. Although they traded for
Nick Foles, but he's also not like a franchise
a Pro
quarterback.
Bowl. Next I have the. God, this is tough because these next 3 teams, except for the Packers, the Vikings and Lions are pretty equal. But I have again.
You have to admit, the Lions are good in the draft and in free agency.
Yeah, but so did the Browns
and Stafford's gonna actually be healthy this year, so
I'm gonna put Vikings 3rd. And then I'm gonna put the Lions. Okay, but the same thing could be said with the Browns when you put them 3rd. They did good in free agency in the draft. But anyway, the Lions is 3rd.
Yeah, but Baker was healthy.
He also didn't have a line like Stafford does. Anyway, the Viking.
You're saying the Browns line is worse than Lions?
Yes. It was last season. Dude, the Lions had one of the worst lines. I mean, the Browns had one of the worst lines in the league.
The Lions have had one of the worst lines for like 30 years.
Okay, who cares?
But keep going.
Okay, the Lions are 2nd, and then the Packers are 1st because they have A-Rod and J-Lo, so they can switch them out if they want to.
I don't see that happening.
Although they're probably not going to. All right, with the South, I'm gonna go first. I have.
Okay.
Again, I'm not gonna explain it if I do. It's just a short thing. I have the Falcons. I mean, I have the Panthers being the worst team. They got rid of Cam Newton. Although they do have and Luke Kuechly left, so they lost some assets. QB isn't the greatest. They have Christian McCaffrey, that's pretty much the highlight of their whole entire team. Their wide receivers aren't very good. Defense could get better. So yeah, I have them being the worst team. Then I have the Falcons. The Falcons are kind of a weird team because I can see there being 3 playoff teams. The Falcons could still make the playoffs, although they have like a 48-year-old quarterback. Or never mind, Matt Ryan isn't even that old. He's like 31. He just went from winning MVP 3 years ago to being a horrible quarterback. Or not horrible, but a decent quarterback. So, I mean, if he can bounce back, him and Julio Jones can do some amazing stuff, and they can make it as a wild card. Again, this is a little bit of a controversial thing, but I have the Bucks finishing 2nd. They got Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. They've gotten some linemen in the draft. They made a few trades, and they got some free agents. So they got better, but I still have them finishing under our next team, the Saints. It's going to be weird to see Drew Brees and Tom Brady in the same division, but I still think the Saints are going to be the overall winner of the division with Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Drew Brees, in a decent defense. So yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to speed this up, but in last place, I have it being the Falcons. Matt Ryan's been getting worse. I feel like every single year, the last like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, it went from being an MVP
ever since
to
they were in the Super Bowl. I feel like he's just been getting worse. He's getting older. They have like Julio Jones. They have some good players. But I just don't think they have a balanced team. I just don't think their team is gonna really win a lot of games. I don't see the Falcons being like a top four worst team in the NFL type team. But I see them winning maybe 6 games. But I feel like everyone in this division is bad.
The
So I
Falcons
see the
did.
Falcons being last
The
place.
Falcons did
Yeah,
get Todd Gurley though. That's something I forgot to say.
yeah, I mean, he's got arthritis. That's besides the point. Um,
I mean,
in third
every running
place,
back
I
basically
have
has
it being
arthritis.
the Panthers. People are saying, oh, you know, Teddy Bridgewater is not a good quarterback. In my opinion, he's starting quarterback in the NFL. I don't see him being a franchise quarterback, but he can be a starter. I mean, if Jimmy Garoppolo can take a team to the Super Bowl, see what Teddy Bridgewater can do. Um, I mean, pretty much what all Jimmy Garoppolo did was hands off the ball. I think. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater can do that with Christian. So I mean, I don't know. I see the Panthers being third. They did lose Luke Kuechly, but their defense is still pretty decent.
And Cam Newton.
Second place, I have it being Saints. So me and Brendan are pretty much flipping the whole division. Yeah, we're flipping the whole division pretty much, Brendan. The second place I have being the Saints. I just think Drew Brees is another year older. Their defense is okay, but offensively they're special. Because I don't know, I just feel like they have enough receivers. They have one amazing receiver, and they just got Emmanuel Sanders. But like, I don't know, I just don't see enough receivers for
Probably
Drew
have,
Brees.
in my opinion, they have the best receiver in the league.
Yeah, they have the best receiver, but then they have Emmanuel Sanders and Ted Ginn, 34 years old.
Ted,
Hasn't really done
wait,
anything in like 5 years.
Ted Ginn's 34.
Something like that. He's
I
pretty
thought he
old.
was only like 28, 8 or 9.
Ooh.
Ted Ginn.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick.
Um, Ted Ginn.
He's only, oh shit, he is 35. Holy shit.
35. Yeah.
At least he represents
So
Cleveland.
yeah, that's like their third best receiver right there.
He hasn't been.
So like, I don't know.
He hasn't been good since the Patriots. I mean, not Patriots. Since the Panthers went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. See, I have the Saints being in second place. I still see them making the playoffs. I'm not saying playoff, but I see them probably winning like 11 games, but not winning the division. First place, I have it being the Buccaneers. I think they're gonna have the biggest difference in record this year in NFL. I think they won what 7 games last year. I can see them winning 13.
I have them winning 10.
I mean, I that's still a playoff team. Is 10.
I have
so,
them winning 10 and going to the wild card because I have the Saints winning 11.
Yeah, the thing with the Buccaneers is, let's see if the chemistry is gonna be good or not.
Yeah, but we also don't know how the coaching staff is going to be able to coach either.
Bruce Arians is a good coach. I think. He's not Bill Belichick, but Tom Brady. Let's think about it like this. Do you guys really think Tom Brady's just gonna go from one of the best quarterbacks of all time, or the GOAT,
Well, yeah,
to
but
being
he wasn't
like
elite.
a straight trash
He
can
wasn't
in
elite
Tampa Bay?
last year.
He wasn't elite, but he also was trash. I mean,
He was like decent. He was like average quarterback
like
numbers.
that last year was a horrible year for Tom Brady, but for like any other quarterback, that's like a pretty good year.
Average.
Yeah, I mean he's better than Jameis Winston. At least he's not gonna throw 30 interceptions. I hope. Yeah, I see Tom Brady having a better year in my opinion. I think the Tampa Bay's offense is way better than the Patriots' offense. Especially he's got Gronk now. They got 3 really good tight ends: Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, Gronk. Their offensive line just got a first-round draft pick in there. Ali Marpet. They have a good offensive line. They have Mike Evans. They have a ton of good receivers. I mean, their offense is stacked. Not only that, their defense was pretty good last year, and I don't know. I just see them being the best team in that division. Let's move on to the next one. Let's try to make this a little bit quicker.
All right.
I'll start off this one since you did the last one. Wait, what division is this now?
The
AFC
West.
or no?
NFC West.
Okay. So in last place, I have it being. Shoot, this is gonna be tough. In last place, I actually have it being the Rams.
Okay.
Don't have Todd Gurley anymore.
Yeah, that's big.
I think that's a pretty big blow. I know he's got. I just said he has arthritis, but he still is a pretty good running back. I don't think he's ever gonna be like what he was 2 years ago. But yeah, I see the Rams being last place. I still see them winning like 7 games, somewhere around there. Third place, I have it being the Cardinals. I think they might fight playoff spot. I think you guys saw how good Lamar went from his rookie year to his second year. I think Kyler Murray's not going to win MVP next year, but I can see him becoming a top 15 quarterback next year. I can see him showing that he's a franchise QB next year. I just think Kyler Murray's the real deal. Now they have DeAndre Hopkins. Their defense has improved. Their team is pretty good. They still got Larry Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk.
Yeah, but
Offensive
Larry
line's pretty
Fitzgerald
good.
is like 40 years old, and he hasn't been
Yeah,
playing
but
as
he's still
good as.
getting like 700, 800 yards a year. Second place, I have it being the Seattle Seahawks. Um, I think Russell Wilson, top 5 QB. You know that by now.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're always good. Even without the Legion of Boom, somehow they're always good. Um, and I don't know, man. I just think the Seahawks are always in second place, and I feel like that's going to continue to happen this year. In first place, I have it being the 49ers. I feel like they're not going to be as good as they were last year, but I think they're going to be motivated to try to win the Super Bowl after choking that lead against the Chiefs. And they have the best defense in the NFL, in my opinion. Offensively, they have a great trio in running backs, great offensive line, great tight end. Probably should upgrade their receivers a little bit, but I don't know. I just think the 49ers are the best team in that division.
All right. Um, in last place, I also have the Rams. They're obviously in rebuild mode. It's 100% obvious. They traded away their best running back. Um, it's just obvious they're in rebuild mode because they're getting rid of their valuable assets to try to restart. Um,
I disagree with that, but
I don't. I mean, it's obvious.
what, they let go of one player with
Look
arthritis
at
in
their
his knee?
team. They're
Jared
obviously
Goff, he's like 25. Their team is pretty young besides like a few players on their defense. I mean, they just traded for Jalen Ramsey. How is that a move?
they're still in
I
rebuild
don't know.
mode. If we haven't, if
If
most mock
there's,
standings haven't
I mean,
finished
just because
last,
you're
that's obvious.
predicted to be bad doesn't mean you're a rebuilding team.
Anyway, who cares? Um, next I have the Cardinals. I don't see them making the playoffs like a lot of people do. I see them being one of the best teams that didn't make the playoffs, but I don't see them making the playoffs. Kyler Murray, I feel like he's gonna get better, but not like Lamar. Um, and not like an elite quarterback in the league. Maybe an okay, decent quarterback. Um,
Disagree.
well, yeah, I know. I heard your mock. Um,
I didn't say it was gonna be like Lamar. I just said he's gonna
I
prove that
just,
he's a
I don't
franchise
think that
quarterback.
um, he's just not gonna be as good as like a franchise. I think he's gonna be a decent quarterback. Um,
I can see him one day being like Russell Wilson.
um, so in the second spot, I do have the 49ers. Now I know that the Seahawks always finish second and that the 49ers just went to the Super Bowl. But it was really a tight race in the first place between the Seahawks and the Cardinals. I mean not the Cardinals, the Seahawks and the 49ers. I think it was one game or one or two games. Um so yeah, I have the 49ers in the second spot. Um they're probably going to win 10, 11 games. Um but I just think this is finally Russell Wilson's. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I think this is finally Russell Wilson's year back to glory. Or I mean, it's not like he's been bad, but the year to win the Super Bowl again. Not like he's gonna win the Super Bowl, but attempt to win the Super Bowl. Um,
I mean, they've been a wild card team for like 5 or 6 years now.
they were just in the Super Bowl like 6 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, they weren't a wild card team.
you can be a wild
Well,
card
yeah, I
team.
know, but they weren't a wild card team when they went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, well, I'm saying like the last ever since that year they've been a team
Okay,
like
well,
every
I
year.
just see them. Okay. Now I'm gonna move on. Number one, Seahawks. They have. Well, not. I was about to say they have Jadeveon Clowney. They're not gonna have him anymore, but their defensive line is good. Even though
Wait,
they
so you have
lost.
the Seahawks at number 1.
Yeah,
So you have the 49ers at 2?
yeah. Um,
Oh,
I have
okay.
Russell Wilson as a top five
Wait,
quarterback
how
in the
many
league.
games do you have them winning,
I
the
have
Seahawks?
I have the Seahawks winning 11 and the 40 or I have the
Do you have the
49ers winning.
49ers making a wild card?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the Seahawks going 11 1 and 3. 11 1 and 3 and I have the 49ers going 11 and 4. Um
Alright.
and I just think Russell Wilson's a top 5, maybe even top 3 quarterback in the league. They have Marshawn Lynch back. Not like he's going to be how he was 5 years ago, but he's not a bad running back by any means. He's a power back. I just feel like he is gonna be good. I'm not sure how their offensive line is. I'm pretty sure it's good because they have a rushing quarterback, so they would want to get a good offensive line. Their defense is good. They have Bobby Wagner. So yeah, I feel like they're gonna be the best team the NFC East. I mean, not NFC East, the NFC West.
All right.
All right, so we're done with that. We have one more topic. We're gonna have to make this one quick because Lucas's computer is gonna die soon.
Yeah.
And this last topic is going to be
The awards predictions.
yeah.
I'll start off with this. Let's just do the NFL. We can do the NBA next time.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do every single award. Let's just do the main ones. For Rookie of the Year. Do they have an NFC and AFC Rookie of the Year, or is it just one?
It's offensive and defensive rookies of the year. But it's
mic just did you say?
It's offensive and defensive rookie of the years for each for both conferences.
Okay.
Like so you get one offensive player of the year for like both conferences combined.
Yeah, okay, I got you. All right, so for offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC, this is gonna be tough.
I know who I'm.
Do you have a few in mind?
I can go first if you want me to.
Okay, yeah, you can go first.
Okay, so for offensive rookie of the year, I have Joe Burrow.
In the AFC.
No, I have Joe Burrow. The way it works is you get one offensive and one defensive.
And one defensive?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have Joe Burrow as the offensive rookie of the year for the whole thing, and then I have Chase Young as the defensive rookie of the year. And then for MVP, actually I don't know this one, so if you have him.
MVP, I can see it. Oh, that's actually tough.
Actually, I think.
Who do you think?
Give me a sec. I'm gonna look at this up real quick. I think I'm gonna give MVP to Baker Mayfield. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna give MVP to Russell Wilson.
Okay.
And then so you have offensive rookie of the year, you have defensive rookie of the year, you have offensive player of the year, you have defensive player of the year, and then you have MVP, and then you have coach of the year.
Alright.
So offensive player of the year, I'm gonna give that to offensive player of the year can be any position. I'm actually gonna give that to Nick Chubb. I know that sounds biased, but he didn't win it last year, and I think he's gonna have a better year this year because he doesn't have to carry the load for the first eight games. So yeah, that's a little bit.
So
biased,
you think he's gonna be better this year because he has to do less?
No, he's gonna be better because he doesn't have as much pressure.
I don't know. I feel like the pressure is why he had a bunch of good stats last year. But all right.
And then for defensive player of the year, I have Bobby Wagner. Because if I see the Seahawks doing good, so I'm gonna give that to Bobby Wagner. Probably the best linebacker in the league, either him or Von Miller. I guess can make an argument, but or Khalil Mack, but I don't. Is Khalil Mack even still a linebacker? Or do they run him at defensive end? I don't even know.
Chicago. I think they have him at defensive end, but I'm not 100%.
If I had Khalil Mack, I would run him at right outside linebacker.
I think they have him at
all right.
end.
So and now we have coach of the year.
Pressure.
For coach of the year, I'm probably just gonna give it to the best team, who I think will be the best team in the AFC. What's his name? Andy Reid, who just won it last year, I think too. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Alright. Is that it?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so for me, offensive rookie of the year. Hmm.
I had Joe
I
Burrow.
mean, I know Joe Burrow's the #1 pick, but that doesn't guarantee anything. But
Yeah, but that's who I just have because I think he's gonna
I
have a
mean,
good year.
also he's on a horrible team. I mean, who would be the other choices for offensive rookie of the year? Um, hold on, guys, I'm looking something up. I mean, it could be Tua. I mean, I don't know. It really depends on who you think's gonna be better in the rookie year. Burrow. I'm gonna go ahead and say Joe Burrow though. I'll say Joe Burrow win Rookie of the year. Just because he's a quarterback. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's usually quarterbacks that win that award. Um, defense rookie of the year. I also have it being Chase Young. So not really much to say on that one. For MVP, that one's tough actually.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
have
see
Russell
it being
Wilson.
Lamar 2 years in a row. I doubt that's gonna happen.
Yeah, me too.
So for MVP, it could be a running back. Usually it's a quarterback though.
Yeah, it's hardly ever for offensive player of the year. It's normally running
Yeah.
backs.
So yeah, for quarterbacks, it could pretty much be anyone. Um, anyone that you think's the top 5 quarterback. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, you said Russell Wilson. I was thinking about saying him. Not gonna lie on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and say Patrick Mahomes will get his second MVP. So yeah, I have it being Patty Mahomes there. And for offensive player of the year, I'm gonna go ahead and give that to Saquon Barkley. Um, I don't know. I just think Saquon is one of the best running backs in the NFL. I think he proved that in his rookie year. He was just not healthy last year, and I think Saquon's gonna have a fantastic season next year, even on a bad team. Um, for defense player of the year, I'm gonna go ahead and give that to Aaron Donald. I just think he's the best defensive lineman in the NFL, so give that to him. And for coach of the year, I'm gonna go ahead and give that to Bruce Arians on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today's podcast. Any final thoughts?
Um, no, that's this was a little. If this was a little bit like sloppy, um, sorry. We always come up with the things on improv because we don't want to. We want to be genuine.
I want this to be. I want everything we say to be like on the top of our head. I don't
Authentic.
down notes. Yeah.
Um,
So
but
I feel like it's better like this.
yeah. We're starting to do longer podcasts. If you didn't know, this one's our longest one yet. It's 100. I mean, not 100. It's 1 hour and 12 minutes. Um,
Yeah.
eventually, I think I have an idea for the next podcast. I don't know if Lucas would want to do it, but I think the next podcast is going to be dedicated entirely to Detroit and Cleveland teams.
Okay.
Because if you guys didn't know, he's an all Detroit team fan, and I'm an all Cleveland fan. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll have to discuss it out, but, this is gonna be the end of the podcast. So,
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
yeah. This was episode 3 now.
Yep.
It's pretty good. But if you guys
Let
did
us know in the
enjoy,
comments down below. If you guys find these podcasts,
yeah, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, subscribe. The channel,
check out mine and Brendan's channel.
yeah, our channels are always at the end of the videos. If you guys made it this far, make sure to check them out. If you guys did make it this far, comment how far you made it. Or not how far you made it, but comment like basketball if you made it this far. Why not?
Yeah, that's the key word. So if you guys are still listening to the podcast, just comment down basketball.
Yeah, but I'll see you guys in the next episode. So will Lucas.
All right, peace.
Yeah, this is Brendan signing out, guys. Bye.